Welcome to Getting Through Online Applications Part 2, Keywords. This video was created by the MSUM Career Development Center. This video will answer, why should I include keywords? What are keywords? How can I identify keywords? And where can I put keywords? An applicant tracking system, or ATS, typically scans documents to find keywords, making it easier for hiring managers to find good candidates. This means you could be a great candidate, but still have your resume rejected due to not including the correct keywords or enough of them. In fact, Harvard Business School found that ATS screens out qualified applicants in 88% of companies, simply because they did not include the right keywords on their resumes. So, keywords are incredibly important. Even if you are applying to a company that doesn't use ATS, including keywords can help your resume appeal to a human reader. Hiring managers want to know that you have the skills they're asking for in the job posting. Matching their language can make it easier for them to recognize those connections. So what are keywords? Keywords usually come from the job posting. They are typically job titles, technical skills, or soft skills. Soft skills are non-technical skills, including how you interact with coworkers, solve problems, and manage work. Depending on your industry, keywords could also be degrees, certifications, or licenses. Soft skills are typically less important than the other categories when it comes to keywords and applicant tracking systems. So focus on including the job title, technical skills, or required degrees or certifications first. For the most part, you'll want to include keywords exactly as they're written in the job description. So, if the posting asks for experience with Microsoft Excel and being a manager, the ATS won't recognize that spreadsheets and managed could mean the same thing. Many applicant tracking systems do not recognize synonyms, different verb tenses, plurals, abbreviations, or other word variations. How can you identify keywords? Let's start by looking at how to do this by hand. After, we'll go through how to use technology to help. If you're applying to a specific job posting, start by printing it or putting it into a text document. Build a checklist of keywords to include in your resume by highlighting keywords within the document. First, highlight the job title. Here you can see it highlighted on the posting in green. Next, highlight keywords listed in a requirements, qualifications, or skills section. These could include technical skills, such as computer applications, industry-specific skills, or business processes. Or they could include soft skills, degrees, or certifications. You can see these keywords highlighted on the job posting in orange. If the job is one you really want, you may also want to highlight keywords listed in the responsibilities, duties, or other sections of the posting. Start with words or phrases that are repeated multiple times. You can see those keywords highlighted in yellow. You can use technology to make identifying keywords even easier. You could use AI, such as ChatGPT, to identify keywords from a specific job posting. Use a prompt such as, generate the 10 most important keywords from this job posting that should be included in my resume, and then paste the job posting. Or if you aren't ready to apply to specific postings, you could use AI to identify keywords for a larger industry or job type. For example, generate the 15 most important keywords from across software developer job descriptions. Do not include any personal information in your prompts, such as your name, email, address, or phone number. Another way to identify keywords for an industry is to use a website like ONET. It will list important skills and technology that you could include in your resume. Or you could search for the kinds of jobs you'd be interested in applying to in the future and look for common requirements. If you are still figuring out your future plans, we recommend including career readiness skills in your resume bullet points. These include the 8 skills that employers most look for in new grads and interns. Those skills are communication, critical thinking, equity and inclusion, leadership, professionalism, teamwork, technology, and career and self-development. Here are some bullet point starters to get you thinking about how you're already developing these skills. Hopefully we've given you lots of ideas of how to gather keywords for your resume. You could read through a single posting, use AI, look through multiple job postings, or use career readiness skills. Whichever way you go about it, the next step will be to gather all of the keywords you've identified into a checklist. Consider splitting your list into most important to include in your resume and nice to include if you have time. Now use those keywords in your resume and check them off as you go. The most important place to include keywords is in your bullet points for your experiences. Those bullet points might be describing work experiences, volunteering, leadership experiences, internships, or other experiences. Applicant tracking systems always look for keywords in bullet points for your experiences, so put most of your effort here. After doing that, you can focus on other easy ways to add keywords to your resume. If you're applying to a specific job opening, the job title can go into something called a headline. Technical skills can go into a skills section to make them easy for the reader to find. But don't just list technical skills in the skills section. Make sure to also include them in your bullet points so that you can include evidence or an example for each skill. Lastly, you can show you meet degree requirements through your education section. Besides your resume, where else can you include keywords? Including keywords on your cover letter helps catch the attention of the hiring manager. For example, you could use them as bolded words and then give examples of how you demonstrated each of those skills. You could also include keywords on your LinkedIn. Recruiters often search headlines for keywords, so that's a great place to start. Or you could include them in your About section, Skills section, or work history descriptions. Another way to use keywords is for interview prep. Practice answering interview questions that relate to the keywords for the job. For example, if a keyword was prioritization, practice, tell me about a time you used prioritization skills. Or if a keyword was content management systems, practice, what have been your experiences with content management systems? You can also use keywords from the posting when asked, what are your strengths? For example, if one of the keywords was organization skills, you could say, one of my top strengths is my organization skills. For example, I kept transactions organized while managing a $3,000 budget for my student organization. In summary, keywords are important because they help your resume get through applicant tracking systems to be seen by a human. They are typically job titles, technical skills, soft skills degrees, or certifications. You can identify keywords by hand or use AI to help. Keywords can be used in your resume, cover letter, LinkedIn, and interview preparation. And make sure to include technical skills in your resume, especially in your bullet points for your experiences. Thanks for watching, and be sure to check out our other videos.